So are there any side effects to creatine? Um, in my opinion, and based on the research, it's not really. And I like to quote two papers, two studies that were done on college level American football players in the U.S. And both studies, I think one was published in 2002, the other in 2003, and they were both, the main author for both is Kreider. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this okay. It's Kreider. So you can look those up if you want. So this guy took a whole team of football players and gave creatine for 23 months. So that's almost 2 years. He gave creatine to these guys for almost 2 years to half the team. And the other half had a placebo, no creatine. And then there were two studies. And the first one, he looked at injuries, muscle cramps. That's something you hear a lot about creatine. And he found that there were no difference between the groups. Actually, when you look at the data, the group who did not take creatine had slightly more cramps and injuries, but the difference was not statistically significant. So basically, it was just the same between groups. In the second study, they took the same football players, but this time they measured 72 liver, kidney, cholesterol, heart, name it. They measured everything, parameters for everything in the body. They did tests, and lab work tests to find if anything was going wrong. And you need to know that in science, when you measure 72 things, you tend to find statistically different differences just by blind luck, because statistics are like that. Sometimes you roll a dice, you're going to get a 1. You have one chance on 20 to get a 1, you get a 1. So in science, sometimes you find differences purely due to chance like this. And with 72 different tests, blood tests and, urine tests, they should have found at least one thing that was, worrisome. But they didn't. The two groups were just the same. And the guys who took creatine for almost 2 years had no side effects when you compare them to the guys who did take creatine every day for 23 months. So when I read these studies, I told myself, I'm going to start taking creatine now. And it's worked great for me. So Kai, I don't know if you've considered it, but might help you build muscle too. Thank you for your question, Kai. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.